How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Clout. I'm your host, Faze Crypto, and make sure that you subscribe so that you can be updated with the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news. So today we have an excellent video planned. Going to be talking a lot about DigiByte and blockchain. I think what a lot of people fail to understand when it comes to DigiByte, and in a lot of ways this goes double for something like Digi Assets, is the capability that the DigiByte's really gone out of its way. In particular, we look at the different moves that they've made, basically in the better interest of their brand, basically keeping all these bad actors in away, and especially with what we were seeing quite recently in terms of ICOs, and all these things are always an area of concern. But I think what DigiByte's really got going for it, in particular, would be the fact that they're realistically focusing on giving and providing the tools, and it's going to be that toolkit that's going to be the fundamental, I think, building block that's going to take DigiByte where it needs to go, as far as whether or not DigiByte blockchain is going to be seen in all these different facets of society within a 1 year time frame or a 2 year time frame. I'd say that's a better question than people who've been out here talking about cryptocurrency with through these generalities. But I think that people get blinded by the day-to-day aspects of these things, and I think that it's definitely an interesting indication of where things are going to see the DigiBytes actually outperforming a lot of these other cryptos at the current time. Making this video just by coincidence. I was already planning on making a video about DigiByte today, but now they're doing us one better. So I mean, we see that DigiByte's getting called underrated by Crypto Recorder, and I think that the DigiByte reputation is strong. That the community's there, and definitely interesting to see where they're going to be taking things thus far. So of course the top performer is Bitcoin Private. And I think that's a pretty interesting indication of what the consumer is thinking about. When you think about the cryptocurrencies that get popular, especially in the times of this market, it's definitely an indication of what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, Bitcoin seems to just be getting hit every other day. It's another record low, it seems, or something, with all these different news highlights. And this is also a pretty critical piece of news right here. NASDAQ to launch Bitcoin futures market. That's definitely very interesting. We'll be talking very extensively about the implications of this in an upcoming live stream, but I think it's definitely something that's on the horizon. But I'm certainly very proud of DigiByte. I mean, personally, I think that it was a strategic decision on my part when I saw that all these different cryptos were down, and I was like, wow, well, this is an interesting time, because what I could walk you through as far as my thought process with these things is I really had been thinking about people who were essentially commenting, talking about how, oh, this is the black market sale of cryptocurrencies, and basically what I've basically been always doing since the beginning is looking at the data analytical side of things and essentially trying to figure out what's going on behind the scenes. And when it comes down to it, DigiByte's always caught my attention. One, because it pretty much exemplifies what cryptocurrency should be aiming to accomplish in this modern time. I would very much like to see more people getting behind DigiByte and supporting the general philosophy that's been the driving force of DigiByte up until this point. And it is an interesting space to see all these, in particular with a lot of people who've been losing faith in a lot of other cryptocurrencies. At this point, the cryptos that are getting hit the hardest, we see cryptos getting hit so hard that they're falling off the map every single day. I mean, we said this all the time. The fact of the matter is, your favorite crypto might not be around in 1 year. So when someone like me, and I have to am forced to choose between all these thousands of different technologies and all these different initiatives and the things that they bring to the table, it definitely is something to be said that DigiByte's been in the field for enough time where I would say that DigiByte's provable as far as the technology is concerned. It's blockchain that's going to be the critical variable as we move forward, and we see these things actually taking root in the day-to-day aspects of actual functionality. Now, one of the key things that I think we definitely need to talk about is security, because at the end of the day, the future depends on security and cybersecurity and all these different things, and I think that that's a critical position for DigiByte to be getting themselves in, and I think that that's very strategically sound. It realistically shows the maturity that DigiByte has going forward, and I think that that's something that's going to stand up against a lot of the competition that might not take into consideration the real vulnerability in terms of hacking. And I think now when we see like something like Bitcoin private, we could see that the market, well, the general consensus of what the public consciousness and the conversations that are going on, people care about privacy, people care about security. These are fundamental things that are at the core of human and human fight or flight, all that basic brain stuff that you study in school. If you're a biology student, realistically, these are the things that are at the core of what makes not only people just using their crypto of choice to go and buy a Dunkin' Donuts coffee or something like that, or buy something at a store. It goes very much deeper than that. At the very core is all these different passwords, and when cryptocurrency really starts to have its hooks even deeper and more things on society go online, there's going to be a huge demand for very rapid advancements that I think DigiBytes are very much tuned in and aware of a lot of these different things, and I think that it's showing in the activities that we're seeing on a much larger scale. Another thing people need to give DigiByte full credit for is the fact that they've been good at identifying the things that they need to work on, because a lot of cryptocurrencies and companies in general, they tend to only want to focus on the things that they're good at. But DigiByte, in particular, with the self-awareness that they've demonstrated, in particular, Jared Tate gets a lot of credibility for this as well. In my book, developer documentation, I think that focusing on the things that DigiByte can actually work on is going to be a really critical thing that's going to give DigiByte that really a significant edge in terms of moving forward, in particular in the current climate of crypto, where we've recently seen XRP and Ethereum, and people are getting acquainted and acclimated to the temperature of the water, so to speak, in the overall cryptocurrency space. And of course, looking out for this hybrid model of proof of stake and proof of work, and of course, shout out to Jared Tate again, for essentially always making sure to bring these things to the forefront, and basically giving the community that opportunity to pay attention to these sort of things. And I think that DigiByte's definitely leading the forefront in terms of innovation. Really glad that DigiByte spread so far across the world, because I think that it stands up and will stand the test of time in terms of the blockchain. This is an interesting blockchain comparison right here as well. And of course, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Remember, I'm not your dad. This video is basically just me talking about my opinion regarding DigiByte, and I think it's important to listen to all these different opinions at the same time. I was looking at this interesting tweet to all trolls: the DigiByte blockchain is not going anywhere. We have repeated time and time again that we are here for the long haul. 2018 has been the best growth year yet for DigiByte ecosystem. 2019 will be better. So you can fear or uncertainty and doubt all you want. We'll keep working and building for the future. I think that that's a good note to end things on. I'm very much excited to see where DigiByte's going to be taking us. As far as the different things that DigiByte aims to do, I have a lot of confidence in seeing where this technology is going to go, and a lot of faith, in terms of seeing things and all in this light, this new perspective. I think that a lot of more optimistic looking at these things, because there's very little you can do in terms of affecting these multiple billion-dollar variables, but rest assured, one day we will see the trillion-dollar market cap. It's cryptocurrency is still in its infant stages, so just consider yourself lucky that you have time to fill your bags if that's your thing. But yeah, all that being said, if you guys are interested in connecting with us, make sure you comment down below, or you could connect with us on Twitter as well. That's at CryptoTuber. And all that being said, have a good day, everybody. Stay relevant.